Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Geology Insight. And last time we discussed about the Harnai earthquake. Today we will see as some of the data is coming, and as we see some of the information is coming from different sources, from different experts, from different regions. We will see today what we have been observing as some aftershocks, and where these shocks and the main earthquake are coming from is just my own understanding and some of the things that I learned from my seniors, my mentors as well. Okay, this is Dr. Haroon, and you are watching Geology Insight episode 2 on Harnai. Okay, here is a map, a district map of Balochistan, and you can see there are different districts that are present, and roughly these are the areas that have been affected by the latest earthquake, including the Quetta, and then we have the Kila Abdullah regions, and also we have the regions in Pishin area, and then we have Ziarat, Harnai, and parts of Sibbi as well. So these are the areas where the main shock, the main earthquake was observed, and then later on we have the aftershocks that are not so strong, but apparently at a very shallow depth are present as well. Today, in a very short while, we will see how these events are linked to the regional geological framework. That is the key understanding. Okay, here you see the green color. The big circle represents the main shock that was like the 5.9, some say 5.8, and it was felt until the border. You see, this is the border with Afghanistan, so this was felt well beyond that. And apart from that, you can see other events. Some are linked to the Kirthar fold belt, and some are present in the Suleiman range. If you see that, as pointed out by a famous geologist from Pakistan, Nusrat Saab, and he said that maybe this event happens as the Suleiman range is slipping this way, and we have the presence of we will see it shortly in another map as well. This was the main event, and then we have these two aftershocks, and you can see the areas. They also had the same depth, about 10 kilometers, so they are not very deep earthquakes, and this is the latest that we observed a few days ago. This is the record of the last 1 year, and almost 1 year, and you can see some activity, mainly 4, 4.5, 5. These are the ranges for magnitude of earthquakes in the region. Here we emphasize again on the main event, and you can see here that the main the shock is changing, and the place where the first earthquake happened, and then we have different seismic activity along maybe along the same fault, or maybe a fault made up of other faults as well. And that actually shows the variety of tectonics that you can see. If you zoom in a little bit on this area, you can see some alluvial fans. Maybe they indicate some active faulting in the region, and they also indicate that this area was under some tectonic stresses as a result of, because you see there are many faults coming in your way. As we pointed out before, this is the latest aftershock that is present south of the town of Harnai, and these can be called as Harnai aftershocks after the main earthquake happened. Here we see a fault that is dotted, colored, and in the red. And you see it is passing north, and then it moves to the south, and then it changes the place and joins the trend of the Suleiman fold and thrust belt. And if you see on the left side, we have the trend of the Ghazaband fault and the Chaman transform fault. And the Chaman transform fault don't stops in Pakistan, and it actually goes travels about hundreds of kilometers in Afghanistan as well. And then these actually shows that this is the main fault trend in the region. And then we have this trend in which the Suleiman range is actually forms a U shaped. If you see that, it's like an inverted U shaped. So if we see this shape, it's actually showing that these areas are moving in this direction, and maybe these areas are moving in this direction, because we have the presence of a basinal high that we name it here as Jacobabad high. Now, based on that, my understanding movement, translational movement that is associated with that as well. Here we see we have Suleiman range, we have the Kirthar range, and Suleiman range, if you see the deposition, it's about kilometers of sediments that are accumulated in the Suleiman range. And this area is a very thick succession, and maybe possibility, as pointed out by previous authors and the researchers in the region, could be a Tucolomé zone that is present underneath this range, as it is being stopped by a basinal high that is present somewhere here. And as a result, we have the formation of this loop. We also call that as a Suleiman loop in the region. Maybe the Tucolomé, and then the forces that are coming from the Chaman transform and the Ghazaband fault are coming in the way, and as we have the formation of Quetta syntaxis. So the syntaxis and the loop and the U shape and the change in trend from the Kirthar range as you cross the Sibi Trough. Maybe these are some of the factors that we need to understand, and the Harnai earthquake is actually an alarm for us to know that these areas are active, and there is some movement as the Suleiman loop is moving, and towards the south, or you can say that southeast direction. These are some of my understandings on this earthquake. And I'd like to thank you for watching the first video and giving a very good response. And I received a lot of emails and messages and appreciation on our channel as well. And keep watching, keep supporting, and letting us know what we need to add. And thanks to all the viewers and all who commented as well. Thank you very much, and support Geology Insight. Bye.